Clean tone is simple, right? It's just a clean amp and a guitar. Well, at its core, that is true, but today I'm gonna be breaking down a few different tricks we can use to really take our clean tone to the next level. So whether you're using a modeler, plugins, or pedals in an amp, all of these concepts will apply. So grab your rig, and let's make some killer clean tone. The amp is the foundation of our tone. While there are definitely amps known for their clean sounds like Vox and Fender, you don't have to go with one of those in order to get a great clean tone. The keys here are enough clarity in the high ends so that we cut through a mix without being harsh, enough low ends so that we get a nice warm full guitar tone without being too muddy, and the big secret, a little bit of dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and use Archetype Mateus for our amp today. This is my Telecaster, and you've probably heard me explain it before, but when I'm dialing in my amp tone, I like to start in the bridge position. The idea being, if I can make the amp sound good in my brightest, twangiest sound, then it'll also sound good in the middle and the neck. So let's see what we're working with here. It's not bad. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna go real quick and flip through these modes. Okay, what's normal? And then thicker one more time. I kind of like this middle one here, so I'm gonna roll with that. I think EQ's not too bad. I want a little more gain, so I'm trying to get a little more edge of breakup sound. Here we go. Wow, so that's way too much for me. That's not bad. I don't know. Lately I've been running with a little more gain, so maybe that's okay. I wonder if I would like a little more treble though. And what is mid, since that's really scooped? I'm not sure that I particularly liked it one way or the other. Yeah, I'll probably go back. It's really sensitive right there, isn't it? Turn his presence down. What does that do? Oh, okay, that's nice. So maybe just a little more. And if I turn this master down a little. It just needs just a little more brightness for that low end. There's something just a touch too muddy for me there. Okay. I wonder if now that we kind of got the EQ in a good spot, if we can afford just a little more gain. Go to the middle. That sounds awesome. Okay, so then we'll just go over here to this built-in EQ here, and this is something that I've started to do lately. I think you've seen every YouTuber under the sun talk about this, but I will add in a high-pass filter, and I'm not super aggressive about it. I might go to like 80 and cut those really low lows out. And I might bring this back just a touch, but not a lot. Let's go to like 10K maybe. How about 12? I like the number 12, so we're gonna go to 12. Yeah, I really like that. I think something in that ballpark is what we're going for our amp sound. When I bought my first compression pedal, I had an understanding of what it did, but I didn't have an understanding of how to use it effectively. And if you don't know, compression works like this. Let's say this amazing drawing right here is our guitar signal. When we apply compression, we're gonna end up squeezing the signal together so that the peaks, the loud parts, and the valleys, the soft parts, are closer together. The result of this is increased sustain, a smoother sound, and a smaller dynamic range. If you use it right, it can really flatter your playing. If you use it wrong, it can kind of suck the life out of what you're playing, so it's about balance. I've just added in the stock Logic compressor here to show you just the gist of what you're gonna try to do. And I'm gonna thumb through these real quick just to see if there's a natural sound to the compression that I like better than another. That one's nice and warm. So maybe somewhere in the middle. Similar. I'm gonna go with this one because it seems to add maybe like a nice warm undertone. So the first thing I want to do here is let's set our threshold. So right now, looks like we're only hitting maybe 2 dB of reduction on this meter, and I'm probably gonna want to go, yeah, a little more in that range, maybe the 3 to 4 range, but you know, it's taste. And now for this ratio, I think 2 to 1 might be good. I usually roll in the 2 to 1 or the 4 to 1 range, but you know, once again, taste. For gain makeup, I just want to check over here and see that we're not adding any gain, right? So looks like we're hitting around -12. Okay, cool. So we'll leave that at 0 for now. This attack time, if we turn it all the way up, that's super aggressive. And we went somewhere in this range. That's slower. So yeah, I think where it was all right. We'll go to like 20. How about that? Let's turn the release time all the way up. Okay, and then where were we before? I don't know. Probably in the 50s, I guess. So we'll go to like 110. Turn this up a little bit. Sounds awesome. I feel like we are adding a little bit of gain, so I'm gonna come back a little. Now here's the next thing we can do that I tend to do here is this mix knob, right? So if we were to go all the way off, even though the compression's happening, we're just hearing our uncompressed signal. So we can actually mix the compressed signal with our uncompressed signal, and I usually do that. I like hearing a little bit of my natural dynamics because I don't want everything totally kind of sucked out of my playing. I'm actually gonna take this mix down even further. I like that this compressor is making my playing basically less like plucky, and I also like that it seems to warm it up a touch. Take it off. And that's the basic gist of what I do with a compressor. Definitely experiment and see what sounds good to you. You might like more compression, you might like less. For me, it's just about finding that right balance of glue. You hear that term thrown around a lot, but it really does have a similar effect. It really seems to tighten up your playing in a musical way. Now that we got the foundation of a great clean sound dialed in, let's add in some extra sparkle with effects. While not necessary, doing so can add a little bit of cool flavor and movement to your tone. Let's start with delay and reverb. For this sound, I'm gonna do something very ethereal and sort of washy. But you could obviously go the complete opposite way. You could have no delay and reverb. You could be done here. You could do a slap delay and a short verb, you know, infinite options. I've pulled up this Valhalla delay. I think this plugin is amazing. I put it after the amp, but you could put it before if that's your preference. Crazy. Okay, cool. I like tape, era, past. That sounds good. Why not? And let's see here. I'm gonna go to note, and I'm gonna go up to a quarter note here. We'll start with single and just see what this sounds like. Cool. I like to turn the spread up so it sounds more stereo here, so you probably hear that really quick. This is a very high mix. I'm gonna go down a little bit. And there's so much feedback, so I'm also gonna bring that down. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe just a little bit less, 28%. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, what does this sound like? It's beautiful. This plugin is honestly pretty hard to make sound bad. Let's do some EQ. I'm gonna take out some of these super low lows because we probably don't need it. And then I'm also gonna be aggressive about this EQ up here and take out a lot of the high end. Now if we take out too much high end, we won't hear the repeats as much, so we're gonna have to find balance here. It's still pretty bright. What about like 5? That's cool. That sounds really good. I might add just a little bit of drive. Cool. What does age do? Wild. And then if we turn age off. Okay, cool. That's more of like a digital repeat. I think where it was pretty good. Okay. And then this wow and flutter. What is the flutter? Sounds pretty cool. What is wow? Okay, I like more of the wow and maybe a little less of the flutter. So, something like this. Or maybe the wow was good where it was, and then I just need a little less flutter. That's really nice. I don't know, maybe it was good where it was. That's my vibe right there. We don't even have reverb on yet, and it sounds so lush and a little bit 80s in the best way. Let's add in this. This is the Valhalla Vintage Verb, which I also really like. And you just heard me, I'm going straight to 1980s. Let's see here. Woo! Lots of verb. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the mix down really quick here. I don't know, 28? Why not? That sounds awesome. If we made this really long. That's really cool. So if you're going for something more pad-like, obviously crank your decay time. I think I can just type it in. Let's just do 5 seconds. That's really long for me, to be honest, but. That sounds good though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna go to 4.5 seconds and call it a day. Now, once again, I'm gonna use this low cut here to cut out maybe even up to 200. Let's see here. That's maybe a little aggressive. I'm just trying to make it not super muddy in the mix. Up to the neck and we did like a that sounds really awesome to me. I don't know about you, but I wonder if we turn this mod up a little bit. It might be too much, but that sounds fantastic to me, so I'm gonna roll with that for my delay and reverb. And just so you can get an idea of where we're at, if I take the compression, the delay, and the reverb off, and we just had our amp, we had this. And now I'm gonna add them all back in. Sweet. I think we're really nailing that dreamy tone. Another effect that can add cool flavor to your clean tone is chorus. I tend to use this sparingly, but for the sake of demonstration, why not? Let's add a little bit of 80s flair to our tone. I've just pulled up a stock Logic plugin for chorus. I think we'll probably do something subtle since our delay and reverb have so much modulation already, but I don't know. We'll see. Here's just the stock setting. I think sounds pretty awesome the way it is, to be honest. We got a little lucky there. I wonder if we increase the stereo spread a little bit. It was already at 100%, but what does going beyond that feel like? I don't know if I like that, but it's cool. Let's see here, and then if we increase the voices, let's go to 5. What does that sound like? It gives us more chorus, basically. I mean, honestly, that just sounds so good the way it is. For the sake of demonstration, I'm gonna take the output mix down quite a bit. I think what I actually don't love about this course is that it takes out a little bit of the top end. Like, it's almost kind of like the effect of compression. Now, I don't know that it's actually the top end is getting taken out or if it's just a volume difference, but if I move this volume compensation up just to this 1 dB here, and I take this plugin back off, now I'm much happier. There definitely is a little bit of that high end out, but I mean, if you hear this, this is... I think that's pretty awesome. This is a really cool vibey clean tone. As you heard, if you're doing picking, it cleans up quite a bit, and then if we did a big chord, and that's really the sweet spot for me. If I dig in, I get that little bit of grit from the amp and the compression. If I play softly, then I get that nice, sparkly, clear, clean tone. Now that we got our tone dialed in, let's take it for a spin. There are a ton of different ways to get great clean sound, so hopefully this video gave you some ideas of how you might enhance your current clean tone using what you already have. If you want to go deeper into dialing in effects, I've got a couple videos on this channel that I'll link here. Otherwise, be sure to leave a like on it if you found it helpful, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.